The silence in our house is louder than truth. 10 years ago, we celebrated her birth. Now, I dread her footsteps down the hall. Her voice carries a strange tone, sweet, but something deeper. I tell myself it's nothing. But it's everything. My wife laughs less these days. She paints on smiles for school runs and PDA. She doesn't notice how close our daughter sits to me. She thinks I'm her protector. But even protectors fall when the lines blur. I used to cherish weekends. Family breakfasts, cartoons on mute, her feet in my lap. Now, I freeze when her fingers linger too long. Her eyes ask questions her lips can't form. She doesn't even know what she's doing. Or does she? I should have said something. To a therapist. To a priest. To my wife. But every time I try, my daughter calls me Daddy in that soft tone. And I freeze. What if her mother thinks I'm the one who led her there? Her mother's late-night emails hint at someone new. A coach from the gym. She swears it's harmless. But her perfume changes, and she hums around the house again. My hands shake when I notice her glow. Not for me. I hear her Huss, barely a whisper, outside my bedroom door. It's not sleepwalking. It's not curiosity. It's something else. Something I'm too ashamed to name. But the guilt doesn't stop it. And neither do I. I sleep with my door locked now. My wife notices but never asks. Maybe she's relieved. Maybe she already knows, and she's punishing me by leaving without leaving. Her silence is sharper than any blade. At dinner, my daughter leans in. You smell like me, she says. I choke on my fork. My wife blinks but says nothing. I want to scream, tell her it's wrong. Tell her I'm your husband. But I stay silent. Her drawings disturb me. Stick figures of me and her. No mother. Just two smiling faces holding hands under a sun that looks like a closed eye. I hide them in the trash, but she draws more. Every day. A teacher calls. She's advanced emotionally, she says. She comforts other kids like a grown woman. I nod, numb. She comforts me at night sometimes. Not with words, but a look. And that's the problem. She asked if I'd still love her when she's a woman. I laughed nervously, called it cute. But her eyes didn't laugh. They watched. Measured. Judged. Like she already knew too much about what love meant in this house. My wife's phone lights up with a message. Last night was perfect. I stare. The sender's name is just a letter. She giggles and sets the phone down. I want to confront her. But I'm not clean either. That night, my daughter crawled into bed beside me. I panicked. Told her to leave. She cried. Said she had a nightmare. Said she missed how I used to hold her. I stood frozen. Heart screaming. Hands still. I confronted my wife at breakfast. Are you seeing someone? She laughed. Are you? Her tone stabbed. But her smile didn't waver. I realized then, we were both drowning in secrets, just holding our breath. She stopped calling me Daddy. Now it's just you. Cold. Flat. Like she knows I'm avoiding her now. Like she knows I'm afraid. Like I've already failed to be what she needed most, safe. I walked in on her trying on her mother's lingerie. She giggled. Said, don't worry, it's not for you. My blood iced over. Her mother walked in seconds later. Said nothing. Just turned away. That night, I asked her mother, do you think she's changing? She shrugged. Girls mature fast these days. Why? I couldn't answer. Because to answer was to admit I'd noticed. Too much. Too often. I started sleeping in the guest room. Said it was my back. But really, I couldn't stand the sounds, the hushes, the sighs, the whispers at the edge of my sleep. I was afraid of dreaming what I shouldn't. I caught my wife crying in the shower. She didn't see me. Her shoulders trembled, and she whispered a name. Not mine. I wanted to comfort her. But I couldn't even comfort myself anymore. One evening, I found a note on my pillow. You're not like other dads. No name. No signature. Just her handwriting. I tore it up. Flushed it. But it returned in my dreams. Over and over. She stopped hugging me. Now she stares. Like she's waiting for something I can't give. Or won't. I miss when she was 5, chasing butterflies. Before innocence felt like a loaded gun between us. My wife finally asked, "Are you afraid of her?" I looked up. Her eyes were glassy. "Sometimes," I whispered. She nodded. "Me too." We didn't speak after that. Just sat. Letting the silence say what we couldn't. She walked in wearing heels too big. Lipstick smeared. "Do I look like Mommy?" she asked. I nodded too fast. She frowned. "No. I want to look like the woman you want." My world cracked open. My wife moved out. Said it was temporary. I need to think. But I knew. She was already with him. The coach. The one who made her laugh again. She didn't even ask me to fight for her. Now it's just me and her. The silence isn't quiet. It pulses. Heavy. Every word, every glance feels like a test I never studied for. I hear her soft huss outside my door. And I don't know who I am anymore. She asked if love was a promise or a feeling. I said both. She nodded like she understood. But then she said, "So why did Mommy leave?" I had no answer. Because she didn't leave. She escaped. She started locking her door. Not out of fear, but power. I heard music, laughter, sometimes silence. I stopped knocking. Not because I respected her space, but because I didn't trust what I'd see. Her teacher called again. She's too composed. Like she's pretending to be someone older. I sighed. Pretending? No. She was older. Faster than I ever imagined. And maybe because of me. One night, I saw her crying in the mirror. Not loudly. Just quietly. Tears tracking down her cheeks as she tried on a necklace. My wife's. Her eyes didn't blink when she saw me. She just kept crying. I found photos under her bed. Old ones. Us. At the beach. Me holding her hand. Smiling. No mother in sight. On the back of one, she wrote, "When you were mine." I collapsed in the hallway. My wife came to visit. She hugged our daughter tightly. But my daughter didn't hug back. Just stared at me over her shoulder. And for the first time, I saw anger in her eyes. Not longing. Anger. We fought outside. My wife screamed, "What did you do to her?" I couldn't answer. Because nothing happened. And yet, everything did. Her pain was mine. But I never touched her. Did I? That night, my daughter said, "She'll never understand you like I do." My breath caught. I wanted to correct her. Wanted to tell her this wasn't love, it was damage. But I couldn't make her the villain. She made dinner. Candlelit. "Just us," she said. I told her no. She didn't cry. She just cleared the plates. Silently. But the quiet felt like punishment. I didn't sleep that night. My wife took her for a week. Said it was reset time. When they returned, she was colder. More guarded. But I knew something changed. My wife looked at me like she was ready to fight. She accused me of whispers, looks, manipulation. You let her think she was more than your daughter. I wanted to scream. But she was right. I let her believe I needed her more than I should. My daughter stopped speaking to me. Weeks passed. She walked past like I was the mailman. Not a father. Not a man. I should have felt relief. But I missed the way she used to whisper, "Good night." Therapy was hell. My wife forced it. Our daughter refused to speak. The therapist said, "There's pain here. But no crime." That didn't help. Pain without crime still ruins lives. I moved out. Into a small apartment. Just a couch, a fridge, and silence. I thought I'd feel cleaner. Lighter. But I only felt forgotten. She didn't call. My wife didn't either. I was erased. I visited her school play. She didn't know I was there. She played a tree. Silent. Still. But her eyes scanned the crowd, once. Just once. And then she smiled. Not at me. Just at herself. I sent a letter. 3 pages. Apologies without explanation. She never replied. But my wife did. You were broken. But you didn't break her. Not all the way. I cried for the first time in months. She turned 12. Her hair longer. Her voice deeper. She wore a necklace I didn't recognize. "From Mom," she said. I nodded. I didn't ask what it meant. I didn't deserve to know. We met at a cafe. First time in years. She drank black coffee. Said it helped her think. I smiled. Too young for that. She shrugged. Not too young to forgive. My hands trembled. I thought I loved you, she said. Like, love. But I was a kid. And you didn't correct me soon enough. I nodded. Because there was no defense. Just that truth. Raw and impossible. But I still see you in my dreams, she said. Not bad dreams. Just quiet ones. Ones where we're watching cartoons again. I smiled, broken. Me too. That's all I could offer. She touched my hand. Brief. Gentle. I'm not angry anymore. But I'll never be that girl again. You understand? I did. And somehow, that hurt more than hate ever could. My wife and I never reconciled. She remarried. A quiet man. Steady. Reliable. My daughter calls him Dad sometimes. And I don't correct her. Because she deserves peace more than I deserve titles. I send postcards. Small notes. Nothing emotional. Just space to remind her I'm still here. Sometimes she writes back. Thanks. Cool stamp. Nothing more. But it's enough. I saw her recently. With a boy. Holding hands. Laughing. I wanted to warn him, to protect her. But I wasn't her guardian anymore. I was just a man passing by. The Huss sound is gone now. Replaced by memory. Regret. Reflection. If I could go back, I'd draw clearer lines. I'd be better. Quieter. Safer. But now, I just write. And whisper her name into the night.